Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recap. What did you guys think of Reunion? Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Drew Red, Porsha, and Lapdog Shamea. Girl. Yes, Drew was definitely on her big one. Drew was definitely on her big one. I personally think part of the reason that Drew was able to read Porsha is because Porsha knows what the people want. Porsha knew that if she went and dragged beef with Drew, she is going to get lit up by the fans. Let's be clear. Porsha was in the comments where some fans were saying things like, I don't know, I'm not liking who I'm seeing this season. And she's like, I don't even recognize her. She's engaging with the fans. She already knows, right? She already knows that the fans are not feeling her. So I feel like she knew that she could not even go there with Drew. Hence why she got up, gave her that performative hug, because she knew what the people wanted. She knew that damned if I do, damned if I don't. I'm better off just locking it up straight away now. Get her on my side ASAP now. Clear it up. People already felt like I dragged it. Let me just end it. I feel like that's the vibe that I completely got. And you're right about Shamea. Shamea is a lapdog. Kelly is a lapdog for Shamea. At this point, like, everybody is just misbehaving. Everybody's just misbehaving because I'm just like, Shamea is a big disappointment to me personally, because I feel like I really liked Shamea. I was excited for her to come on the show. I was like, oh my god, that could be like a really nice duo. That could be fun. They could bring that lighthearted, fun energy to the show. But then to see how you're going around talking about your so-called bestie to everyone who cares to listen, it's like, girl, what are we doing? And I completely feel like I agree with what I really agree with what who was it? Not Shamea, who was it? I think it was Angela. Angela said that Shamea played the long game. Shamea was lying in wait. She knew exactly what she wanted to do, and she came and wanted to do it. I think she was coming for that top spot. I think she really was coming for that top spot. Kalina says, I watched the reunion and it was entertaining. They dragged Porsha real good. LOL. That's why she got the first chair. Absolutely. I found it entertaining too. I was quite surprised that some people felt like it wasn't entertaining. I was like, girl, why? I liked it. I think I even gave it like a 7 or 7.5 when I did my review yesterday. I was like, I liked it. I really enjoyed it very much. And yeah, Porsha definitely deserved the first chair because everybody was like leaning to get Porsha. The one I couldn't understand personally, and you guys, if you guys understand it, please let me know. Kelly had a hard on for Porsha. Kelly had a hard on for Porsha. It was just like she just wanted to go in on Porsha for no reason from the start of it. And this is why I'm like, Kelly, you're a lap dog. You're literally a lap dog. Go and sit on Shamea's lap. That is what it is given. Because it's like, why are you out here so obsessed? You and Porsha didn't even have no beef. All of a sudden, you're like, 11 years. And I'm like, girl, what are we doing? Why? What is the reason? Like, why do you keep like trying to leave that woman? She was trying to talk about, you guys had a conversation, and in the conversation this is what happened. You can tell like she was practicing. She was literally practicing her moment. She was literally waiting. She probably like was in the mirror like, ooh, 11 years. You can't compare 11 years to 11 months. She was probably practicing that read. She was like sitting on it, brewing on it. So she couldn't wait to use that line. She didn't even let Porsha say what Porsha had to say that had nothing to do with comparing divorces. And she went ham. It had a nice ring to it. But girl, it was like, girl, why do you have so much venom for her? Is giving you just want to come back on the show. And this is what I don't like. And this is why I don't like the whole having too many newbies on the show. with one OG. I don't think that's a really good idea because everybody feels like they have to come for the OG so they can get camera time. Now, I know some people don't like us calling certain people OG, but I'm just saying someone that has been there for such a long time compared to other people is an OG in my eyes. So I feel like all of the girls were trying to basically come for Porsha because Porsha is an OG and they want camera time. So I'm not surprised that Kelly was really like going in for Porsha because she's like, episode 1, I gotta get some words in. But you're right, it did fall flat, and Andy did not do her any favors. Absolutely. You know who else did not like Kelly? This is my personal opinion. But did you guys catch when the way Cynthia was looking at Kelly the whole time when Kelly was being her usual self? And Cynthia looked at her with like a staring face, like, what is this girl doing the whole time? And I was like, yeah, Cynthia does not like Kelly at all. At all. So, oh, I almost missed this. They all lie so much. Absolutely. It's actually so frustrating now. The amount of lies that they are lying is so stupid. It's so excessive. It's like, why are you lying so much? Why? In the preview for the next episode, it's like Porsha calls Shamea out for lying. Then Shamea says, don't be acting like you don't be lying too. And I'm like, so are you admitting that you're a liar? Sorry, guys. I just got a call. Let me just text the person saying I'll call you back. Sorry. Talking and doing it at the same time can't. But anyway, so think about it like that, right? Like they all lie so much. And Shamea was just so embarrassing. Like the lies were just so excessive. I don't know if you guys picked up on it. If you guys picked up on it, let me know in the chat. It was just so much because Drew would say something, Angela would say something and back up Drew and what Drew has to say about what Shamea said. Shamea would deny it. And then there was a point where Porsha, I think Angela said it, and then Cynthia also agreed. And then Porsha was saying it, and Shamea was like, no, that's not what happened. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Why not just accept? Like, the whole point of a reunion is to accept your faults, right? Accept where you make a mistake. We all make mistakes. These things are always going to happen. They are always going to happen. So guess what? Apologize and move on. But it's like not accepting fault. It's like Shamea does not want to be accountable for a thing. So it just feels like, so constant lying. And yeah, I agree. They lie so much. I'm just like, the last time I saw people that lied so much was Mia. Mia was lying left, right, center. Mia from Potomac. But these ones, I feel like they're lying for no reason. It's like, what is the reason? Literally, what is the reason? Also, guys, for those of you who just joined in, we're talking about our reactions to Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion part 1. So please hit that like button and yeah, join us in the chat. But yeah, so it's all like, why are you all lying so much? Nobody is trustworthy. Even Angela. Ain't nobody trustworthy at this point. Let me just say, hello, Miss Linda. How are you? So glad you're here today. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. But yeah, like they all lie so much. And I'm just like, why? What is it with the lying? Like, quit it, please. It's just too much. Girl, she definitely ate with that line. Drew ate with that line. You can tell that Drew was practicing. Drew was like, I am practicing. Drew definitely came ready. I will say that. It's like, Simon said you have no storyline. Okay. The moments were subtle, they probably went over people's heads. Very nice, nasty, so rude. Ooh, Kalina, please let me know, who are you referring to there? I think I missed that bit. Let me know in the chat who you're referring to, and then I'll bring the comment back up. Beautiful Eyes Love says both Porsha and Shamea was using each other because Porsha hasn't forgiven Porsha for not going to her wedding. Absolutely agree with you. I don't think she ever let that go. And I think everything she has done since then has been punishing her. But then I feel like even when Shamea came on, she had some shady behavior, like showing private text messages of Porsha to somebody. I can't remember who it was then. So I feel like they both were in the wrong. They both were never good friends to each other. And so I feel like it's interesting because a lot of people see Porsha's fault, but I see both of their faults. And I see how the way in which they have chosen to not be honest and have honest conversations in their relationship has led to the problem they now have. The problem they now have. Absolutely. Kelly fell flat. Yes, I think I've read that one. I want everybody to just be themselves. Absolutely agree with you. Now, I know you're saying Angela did a good job, but I do have some questions about that for you, Kelina. Why do you feel like Angela did a good job? Are you saying in the season or are you saying at the reunion? Because I feel like she did a good job in the season, but I didn't feel like she did a good job at the reunion. I feel like there wasn't enough of her segments. For someone that shined through in the season, I was expecting her to shine through in the reunion. But if I'm being completely honest, a lot of people on that couch were forgettable to me. I like Angela, but I feel like the whole part one, I barely saw her. I barely saw any interaction or heard any interaction with her. And then the so-called receipts that she brought fell flat for me. So I just don't, I think she did a good job in the season, but I don't think she brought it at the reunion. Now, I don't know if that will change, but I don't think that would change. I do hope it does change because I would love to be able to enjoy her at this reunion. But I feel like Angela has fallen flat for me at the reunion. It was very anticlimactic. It's like, imagine like the build-up was so high and you built us the suspense, we were really excited, and then at the end you literally killed it for us. And that's how it feels with Angela at the reunion, if I'm being completely honest. So let me go back to this bit. The moments were subtle, they went over people's head. Very nice, nasty, so rude. And then you said you were referring to Porsha versus Kelly. They were comparing. Exactly. And the thing is, like, I feel like I personally thought like Porsha was trying to just refer back to a conversation that they had, which I think was edited out of the show. But they had a conversation where they basically talked about it. She was basically saying, I think she loved the man or whatever. And they bonded on that. And then so it felt like Kelly coming for Porsha was very left field. Like, girl, where did that even come from? Because we were cool. And then all of a sudden, you're now caping for Shamea. And I don't know if you guys watch the after show, but sometimes I do watch the after show. And when I watch the after show, I find Kelly and Shamea so annoying to watch. And it's so sad because I like Shamea in particular. I don't really see it for Kelly. But I find Shamea, both of them as a unit, as a tag team, I feel like they're so hard to watch. They're very annoying. And I feel like they're so performative and overdoing it that it doesn't come across as genuine. It's given that these people spent time watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, thinking they know what the fans want, and then coming to perform for us. That is what it gives. It doesn't give like genuine, honest people just really going through it and going through their lives, right? It's giving like people that feel like they have to perform for us. And I absolutely do not like that. So yeah, I agree with this comment. You want everybody to be themselves. Absolutely. People are tuning in because of the lies, especially the older viewers. Absolutely. Because let's be honest, the most time when you get to a certain age, you don't want to be dealing with lies. Like, we're not kids. Why do you have to lie? Who's going to beat you? Who's going to stress you out? Ain't nobody going to do nothing to you because of the truth. Standing your truth, right? And like, that's why I loved that Porsha actually was just honest about the fact that wanted to get the lick back with Ralph, and she apologized, right? Did you see Shamea's face when she apologized and stuff? Shamea was pissed. Shamea does not want anybody to like Porsha, does not want anything to be resolved with Porsha. Like, Shamea, if I were you, I would sit down with myself, because it actually gives that she hates Porsha at this point. It actually feels like she hates Porsha at this point. And I'm like, girl, you better work on that heart of yours, because it literally is like her face is filled with envy and hate for this woman. And I'm like, irrespective of what someone has done to you, I hope that you can be free from that, because that just does not look good at all. It's such a gag that Porsha said she's coming to the reunion with Truth. It's scary and gives psychosis. Do you know what I think it is? I really think that she wanted to get ahead of it. I personally feel like Porsha is not as dumb as people think she is. I think Porsha came to that reunion playing chess. Porsha went from being a fan favorite. People love them some Porsha. Okay. And people began to hate Porsha when the whole Simon thing happened, right? And then it's now got worse with the whole Dennis, Drew, and Porsha storyline. People were not feeding her at all. It was like they had it with her. And then to say that she go F Charles, people were like, yeah, hell nah. I can't really F with you anymore. So she knew that she had already lost credibility with the fans. She had lost the support of majority of the fans. So she knew that she needed to come and play it coy. She needed to clean up that act. That's why she was like, you know what? Let me set the intentions for the day, because she knows she's trying to do damage control, in my opinion. She is trying to do damage control, in my opinion. That is all that is. And respect the hustle. She is like, bro, I need my fans back. So if I have to gravel, I will gravel. Please and thank you. Oh yeah, I already read this. I don't think Porsha was using Shamea. Yeah, I don't think Porsha was using Shamea. I don't really think, what would Porsha be using Shamea for? I don't really think Porsha was using Shamea. I agree. I don't know if you're responding to something I said, Sharon, but yeah, like, I don't think Porsha was using Shamea. If anything, I think it's the other way round, where I feel like Shamea wants Porsha's platform, and yeah, it's given at this point. It's like, girl, don't. It's like coming to someone's platform to then want to take them down. That is crazy to me. That is hella scary. Very, very scary. Imagine you're like doing well and things are good, and somebody comes from nowhere. Somebody comes from nowhere to try to take up your. Oh my goodness. Heck to the no. Absolutely not. Helena says they are childish. I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. Beyond childish. Beyond childish, to be completely honest with you. You're right, Angela fell flat at the reunion, but through the season, she got the ball rolling. I like that she confronted Porsha about what she said at the poll. Absolutely agree. I think she definitely did her big thing. She definitely. I think that she the whole season, she did her thing. But when it came to the reunion, I was like, baby, get some words in. Like, it just felt like Kelly fell flat, Angela felt flat. And I was like, is it that she didn't plan for the reunion? She didn't prep herself for the reunion? Like, because I'm just like, you were barely even noticed. It felt like episode 1 was the Porsha show, honey. That's what it felt. And I would be upset if I was on the show and I was a fan favorite and barely got a word in. Like, what are we doing here? Kalina said, I'm scared to have friends like Porsha and Shamea. Absolutely. I would even go as far as saying, I would rather. Oh, someone else just said exactly what I was going to say. Let me put that up. I would rather be friends with Shamea and Porsha than Shamea. Me too. Because guess what? Porsha, yes, she's she's self-absorbed as a person. However, she's a better friend than Shamea is. Because guess what? She may not do too much. She may be hard to reach. But when you reach her, she's a good kiki. You guys have a good time. You have fun with her. She is helpful. She's supportive. Drew said she was helpful and supportive to her when she was going through, right? I'd rather be friends with Porsha than Shamea because at least if things go left, she's not even going to bother chatting ish about me. She's just going to leave it and move on, right? But Shamea, everybody is going to know everything that I said and things I didn't say. It's like, girl, why are you so obsessed with trying to lie on your so-called bestie? Even if I stop talking to any of my friends today, I'm not going to be going round about town talking about them and lying on them. Why would I need to do that? So I would rather somebody that is just like not talking about me than somebody that is out here talking about me and putting a little extra. So I would rather take Porsha than Shamea personally. I think Porsha might just be self-absorbed. She might be hard to reach. You call her, she doesn't pick up when you need her. But eventually when she picks, she's there for you. I'd rather pick that than Shamea personally. So I agree with you, Sharon. Porsha is just a seasoned employee. She has OGS in her back pocket too. OGs in her back pocket too. Yeah, you can say that. Absolutely. I would say she's definitely come. She's done a lot. She's come through in the past. She's funny. I love what she brings to the show. I'm definitely sad that she had a bad season this season because I was excited to have that fun RHOA girl back because I definitely missed the fun that like Porsha brought to the show because it felt like the previous episodes were just so serious, like previous seasons where she was gone were just so serious, and I'm like, where's the lightheartedness? Where's the funniness, right? And when you see moments where like Cynthia, for instance, Cynthia and Phaedra, and you see them kicking and laughing together and it's like organic. You know, the scene that we all loved and we're talking about, the scene where they were talking about the hood, Cynthia's hood, right? And I say that, but it was such a lighthearted, hilarious moment, right? And I was like, this is what I miss about Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is what I need them to bring back. Please and thank you. So I'm excited to have Phaedra full-time next season because I feel like her interactions with Porsha will at least bring some spice and fun to the show. I hope Cynthia comes back again as a friend of, because I feel like they need to also capture more moments of Cynthia's interaction with Porsha and Phaedra because that would also be fun. I think the good thing about the OGs, in my opinion, are they know how to bounce off each other's energy. One person says something, the other person takes that and runs with it, and they're able to bounce off each other. I feel like this season, that doesn't happen. That's why when you look at, like, you remember when they divided the groups on the girls' trip, what the newbies were talking about, I have no idea. But I remember enjoying the not the oldies, but the OGs and how they were interacting. I loved that. I thought that was fun. That was lighthearted. That resonated more than the newbies, right? So I just think, and I'm not one of those people that feel like, oh, it has to just be the OGs. Nah. But I really, really enjoyed it. Absolutely. Let me see. Is Porsha with the pixie cut, tears and tears all over again? Absolutely. She was out here. Did you guys watch Basketball Wives? Let me know. Because I also heard that like Basketball Wives is not going to have a reunion. I think allegedly, let me put allegedly. Um, I think Jasmine Brand brought that out and said allegedly they're not going to have a reunion. And I'm just like, so many things that are happening on the season. What y'all mean you don't want to have a reunion? Like, we need a reunion. Although I've always felt like the Housewives, right? For some reason, I've always felt like the Housewives, the reunion has never really been um excuse me. The reunion has never really been like a proper reunion. I feel like it always misses a lot of crucial details, which I've always found like, why is it a reunion if you guys are not going to address things? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Kalina says Basketball Wives is good. I can't look away from the train wreck. Absolutely. That is the craziest thing, right? Basketball Wives has been on for such a long time. So I am genuinely surprised that it's still good. Today I watched it twice. Like, I legit went back to watch it again. And then I was like, okay, let me fast forward and make it fast. Let me increase the speed to like 1.5 and watch it again. Because I was just like, it was just so good. And this is the thing, I'm like, I wish that Real Housewives of Atlanta will get back to that point where it's so good that you just go back and watch and watch and watch and watch and continue to like marinate on it, right? But it's not giving us that. That being said, let's talk about like some of the key things that happened on Basketball Wives, right? First of all, what are you going to rate this episode of Basketball Wives? Let me know in the chat. What would you rate this episode of Basketball Wives? I want to talk about Chantel. Now, I feel like some of y'all may not like what I have to say about Chantel, but I feel like Ty clocked Chantel. Chantel is very much like her mama. I feel like, because think about it, Chantel, if you're not cool with your mom, why would you show up to her show? Why? What would be the reason? You show up to her show and you want to kick her out from the group. That is some crazy, nasty work. But that is very similar to what her mom was doing to Drea, I believe. So it's like, I don't get it. But it's like the hate between the hate Chantel has for her mom is serious, is deep rooted. They need to figure out what has happened, because how do you say your mom and you're cursing about your mom? That is crazy. And you're letting somebody call her go Debbie, go Debbie, go. Like, what? To your mother? It's like, honey, you do not like that woman one bit, right? And I wish that they would give us some context. And I wish they would be more mature and have conversations, right? Where they can genuinely get to the bottom of what is the problem. But I also appreciate that it's hard to have a conversation with Jackie, who keeps moving left, right, and center, avoiding the conversation. But at the same time, girl, the conversation needs to be had, right? Like, it's just too far. Absolutely too far. She's doing too much. The dynamics are similar to RHOA. Both shows are trying to stabilize our interest in the show. Absolutely. Chantel, the apple doesn't fall too far. Agreed. The similarities were just so obvious. And I was like, when she rallied everyone at the dinner table, well, I'm not going to come then. And then insinuated that people had to start taking sides. That is crazy. These people have known your mom for such a long time, yet you come on her platform and then try to tell them to take your side. Like, that is nasty work. That is absolute nasty work. But she is literally, I feel like at this point, Jackie's guessing her karma by way of her daughter. Because it's like you try to push people out of the group and now you're being pushed out of your group by your daughter. That is, karma is really a B because that is crazy work. Now, let me read the chat a little bit. I don't want to watch people disrespect their mom. Sorry. I agree. I really hated that. I'm like, nah, like, that's your mom. And don't get me wrong, I don't encourage like parents to be mean to their kids and treat their kids like, but I feel like even at that, even when you have a complicated relationship with your parent, in front of people, you shouldn't be out here calling them names. That is hella disrespectful. That is even disrespectful to yourself. You don't value yourself enough to even make this a public spectacle, to make your family dynamic a public spectacle. That's ridiculous. And absolutely, it feels too private. And it's also crazy how everybody in that group has participated in really trying to bring that divide to the surface for storylines. Jennifer said she wants to stay out of it, yet you're repeating something that Jackie said to you that is obviously going to anger her daughter. Right? So it's like everybody is like, oh yeah, let them sit down, have a conversation, all that kind of stuff. But it's like the actions that you guys are taking is obvious that you guys do not want them to settle. You guys don't want that. All you want is some drama so that you can get paid on the show. And I'm like, Jennifer, you should know better considering you didn't really want them talking about your man. So it's like, why are you really pushing? Or why are you really trying to push forward the conversation that was had? Now, I appreciate it's a TV show. So, of course, to they have to do it. But at the same time, it's obvious how when it's related to other people, they're fine. But when it's about them, nah. They're like, don't talk about my husband. Don't. Okay. But now you want to bring in what somebody told you privately and repeat it. And then it gets back to them. And then you add a little bit of 2 cents and say, she even talked about grandparents' rights. It's like, girl, why do you have to repeat that? Chantel and Brittany didn't expect the girls to side with Jackie regardless of her shortcomings. Agreed, agreed. I do think that even though the girls don't like Jackie, I feel like they can also see that Chantel is disrespectful. And they know that regardless of whatever, even if they don't like, there's no way they can push Jackie out unless Jackie really wants to go, right? So I feel like they're just trying to stir ish up. It's a bit, they probably feel like the best way to get Jackie is through her daughter, and they are collectively doing that to try to push Jackie out. Jen and Ty both ain't ish. Agreed. And it's funny because I've noticed that people are talking about like, oh, Ty this, Ty that. And I'm like, yeah, she's a beautiful woman. Agreed. She has a nice swag about her. Agreed. But she ain't ish. Because, girl, we see what you did. Production probably told you we need Jackie there, so you need to bring her. And she did not say no. My thing is, if that's what you wanted to do, when you sat at the table with the rest of the people, you could have said, guys, I don't really believe in excluding other people. I don't really believe in how they're excluding other people. You can't exclude Jackie. You both are invited. You guys can stay in your different corners. I would be a mediator and step in to make sure nothing happens. She could have said that at the table. That could have been it. But instead, she didn't. She said, oh, she chose Chantel. Yet went to Jackie and said, you're invited. And made it seem like Ming invited Jackie, right? By saying like, oh yeah, Ming invited everyone. No, she didn't. She invited everyone but Jackie. Yet you went and brought Jackie. So it's just like you knew what you were doing. If you guys don't realize, Ty knows how to stir ish up. Ty is actually the bone carrier. The same way, if you guys notice, a lot of the different incidents, Ty was the one carrying the bone. The whole thing that she told Evelyn when she said, I think she was it Evelyn or Jackie, where she was like, oh yeah, when she told Evelyn, Jackie says she knows something about your daughter. Ty is basically the bone carrier. Ty is like, I'm gonna go out and just be going left, right, center, bringing the tea, bringing the drama. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, let's bring up the husbands. Let's do it. That's a great assessment of how they're navigating it. Oh, thank you. I definitely think, like, honestly, it's given everybody is trying to get Jackie out. So they're like, the best way to get Jackie out is through her daughter. And the daughter is too stupid to realize that that is what is being done. So they're literally just staring the part, because they're both very hot tempered. They're both similar, right? So, and they both say very crazy things, right? So it's like one thing is said, it goes back to Chantel. The next thing is said goes back to Jackie. So they're doing enough. They say that they're really trying to settle and squash it, but they're doing enough to show that they genuinely do not want it to be squashed. The one person that I genuinely think has a heart and really genuinely wants it squashed is Brandy. I think Brandy did not realize how far it was going to go and does not like how far it went. Brandy genuinely, in my opinion, wants them to squash it. That was the vibe I got. I feel like Brandy feels like, no, this is getting too far. Like, this is not just okay, they had a little qualms or whatever. This is getting too far. I have a theory that Ming and Tai are both active for production. Oh my goodness, me too. I agree with you. 100% agree with you. I agree with you. I think individually and their story fixed, absolutely. I think, in my opinion, let's say allegedly, okay? I think they teamed up. They both wanted to be on the show. And they were like, okay, the best way they are going to get on the show is by coming in as a couple. And then I feel like they both then came as a couple and decided to concoct the storyline for us. But I don't believe for a second all these different random things that they're trying to make us believe. I don't believe it for a second. If she has a boyfriend, where is the tattoo? I didn't see no tattoo. Production didn't get no picture. We didn't get no information about it. It's given you're just trying to create a storyline. You're trying to create drama. Now, I will say they are the best couple they have brought on in a long time. And I say couple, not because I believe they're together. I believe that is like an alliance that they brought, right? But not necessarily an alliance in the sense that I feel like Ming can carry her own and Tai can carry her own as well. I feel like they're both good for the show because they both have personalities that are enough to carry their own. Tai is very underhanded. Tai is loved by everyone, but is shady, likes drama. So she can be an ish starer. It's very easy for her to stir up the ish, and everybody will think Tai is on their side, right? And then if you look over on the other side, then there is Ming. Ming is a firecracker, can stat ish, handle her own. So I feel like it is very intentional. They both wanted to be on the show, and then they both decided, you know what, let's team up and come up on the show together. And I will say, I used to think, right, like when people say like, oh, Ming, 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 I was just like, her face just looks like in the confessionals, I feel like her face just doesn't look great, right? But then when they were at that dinner and I saw Ming, I was like, Ming is a beautiful woman. I don't know if it's just me, maybe it's me. But I was like, Ming is fine. I was like, the texture of her skin, her skin tone, she just looked so beautiful. What she was wearing looked good on her. But I need her to stop with like the facial. I don't know what she does to her face, the surgeries or whatever it is, injection, whatever she's doing. I need her to stop and let her face settle like it was settled at that dinner. She looks gorgeous to me at that dinner. So I'm just like, whatever you did, girl, if it's a makeup artist, if it's a glam team, whoever did that to you, that made you look like that, keep them. And whatever you're wearing in that confessional, I need you to fix it. Please and thank you. The face, the hair, everything is not working for me. It's just not doing it for me. So please and thank you. She looks so good. Ming was sun-kissed. I saw the child in her as well, pre-surgery adjustment. Absolutely. She genuinely looks like such a gorgeous woman. And I was like, please leave your face alone. Because that face you had at that dinner table is the face I would love for you to have. But it's not my decision, it's yours. But if you ever listen to this, you look so gorgeous. I need you to just leave your face like that. Chef's kiss. Like 10 out of 10. I was like, oh. Because before, when people talk about Ming, I was like, I don't see what people see in her. Like, what is going on? But that dinner, I was like, girl, you look good. So if you can look like this every day, all right, Ming, I can see why Ty does not want to let you rest. Because Ty definitely feeling the girl, right? But yeah, Jackie is a huge part of the show. They know they need her or else the business is up for grabs. Absolutely. And I'm sure that is why production were like, Ty, you better bring her in. Bring her in, please and thank you. Yes, Ty and Ming have celebrity friends as well. Absolutely. I think it would be interesting to see like who they bring on. I think it'd be interesting to see who they bring on. The other person I thought was, it's a rich woman's voice, I guess. Ming is stacked. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm just like I pray that I never, ever, ever get to the point where I'm like, oh, let's start tweaking the face, you know? Like I'm just like, yeah, that face, face is the one where I'm like, oof, is a little tricky because one little tweak, like for instance, now Angela, people keep saying Angela looks old, and I'm sure maybe it's the nurse job that is probably making people feel that way. And then Brit looks gorgeous but can't speak well, right? She sounds nasal all of the time. It's so annoying, and it's like, but her face looks gorgeous, right? So it's just like sometimes you don't know what you're gonna get. On that note, please hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.